of his debut. Clean break here. He seemed to me to be the only horse that I would take against Bold Victory. I'm not taking a big stand against Bold Victory, though. I'm more than you. I think he's a very, very likely winner of this race. But, you know, he's not exactly the most trustworthy. But, hey, Linda only entered 3, and she's running 1, so this must be the one she really loves.
There you go.
There you have it. Race number 2. So race number 2 would have been one heck of a turf race. I'll tell you that. One heck of a turf race. On the other hand, with the race coming off the grass, with King Kublai, we'll look at his race at Parks. I don't know. How can he lose this race?
You're not supposed to lose this race, right? The 2 races at Parks, I mean...
Even last time. Actually, he ran okay last time.
Even last time.
He dueled hard with 3 Jokers, who was the favorite in that race, or the co-favorite, and he finished 4th.
Yeah. Waxman and Winter Pool were the winners of the 2 dirt races he tried here in New York.
Well, I also think that his last race shows that he can actually come closer to this Parks form running in New York. So... yeah, I mean, we're talking about a horse that's, I mean, I don't know what the double, what is the 1-5
Double's got to be paying $3, right? I mean, could it be under $3? It might be under $3.
No, but it's, yeah, well, right, no, it'll be under 4. It's not going to be under 3, but it'll probably be in the 420 range to 440.
Okay.
I mean, if both horses were 1-2, the double would be, the parlay would be 450. So, but it's going to be a monstrously low number, and the problem is, where else do you go? Civil War ain't much horse. I'm actually going to try my friend Shawty, who I don't think ran that badly in one of his dirt races. I'll try to get him for second.
Okay.
Big Cold Exacta.
Cold Exacta for you? All right.
Yeah, well, won't the short Exacta? Let's see what the 1-5 double.
The
I mean,
1-5 double.
It's just. I mean, listen, this was a race that, you know.
You know what the funny thing is right now?
Gussie Mack in, but
the other doubles, like it's
well, there's very little.
Civil War, yeah, right. But Civil War is not far.
Well, he'll be a clear-cut second choice.
Yeah.
Civil War, clear-cut. That's why I thought maybe Shawty.
It's 3 for $1.
Well, it's early.
Yeah.
It'll be in the $5 range probably. I'm not betting against King Kublai, and neither are you.
No.
Race number 3. Safalo's missing. Never run a wet track, right? It's money in Harrod, by the way. In this kind of weather, it'll be good by some point during the day.
Flags unfurled well.
I like that.
You like it?
Flags, I like that. That was very...
Thanks. I heard that from somebody much smarter and more
no,
eloquent than me.
Anthony,
Said
take
that one
full
day.
credit for making
no,
that
I
up.
can't take full credit. I can't remember who said it, but somebody
always said everything.
Somebody always said everything. Yes.
You know,
That's
it's like
true.
the monkeys, the typewriters.
Right.
You know, you give enough monkeys typewriters, they could do talking horses. In fact,
about,
maybe not even that many of them.
Take about 11 and a half minutes to figure it out. What were we talking about?
Do we really believe that? What's the thing? If you give 1,000,000 monkeys typewriters, they'll eventually write.
The Declaration of
I don't know.
Constitution.
I don't know. Whatever.
They all say if you give monkeys enough bricks, they'll build the Empire State Building. You don't think so? I write 4 blogs a week, so I think
I'm a little skeptical of that. No, the monkey. We give 12 monkeys typewriters. You write your blog.
They're gonna get the
I
blog
wasn't.
out.
Let's.
No
We're
question
talking
about
about the Constitution.
The Constitution. Yeah.
Ulysses or whatever.
The Odyssey.
So.
The Odyssey.
Good scratch for you with Beach Boy Al coming out.
There we go.
No, you got some good scratches today, buddy. Good scratches here in the last race.
I wanted to bet Beach Boy out.
Because he ran so well last time?
I wanted to bet Beach Boy out today.
Anthony, do yourself a favor. Bruce Levine's given up running on the dirt. Please give up betting him on the dirt. Please. Bruce and I are begging you. If Bruce Levine has given up running this guy on the dirt...
I haven't heard from Bruce. Bruce has not begged me. It hasn't happened.
I'm saying if he's given up running this one on the dirt, his last race was really especially atrocious. He needed to get while the getting was good. I have no problem with your top choice here. Seems like
he had a little bit of a dirtied up trip first time, right?
He's still more of a turf pedigree.
I did not hear from John Atfield about this one.
Well, you got that great piece of information from him yesterday.
That horse didn't handle a wet track.
That horse can't run, and he can't run in the dirt. But other than that, he's awesome. Awesome, baby. If you want to bet him next time he runs in a dry dirt surface, give me a call.
Now, this
is
a point over. This is the horse. This is the horse that well, obviously he was entered for.
You're very close to saying, "Here's a horse."
I was very close to saying it. Uragano.
We haven't gone there in a while.
No. Looking to see him stretch out. He's a half to the Adriatic Dream in those horses on the turf.
Well, it's Nico's Dream. They're really well, except Nico's Dream. I think people might remember is a turf horse, the Barclay Tag had. He actually ran well sprinting to begin his career.
He did.
So.
Yeah, this horse. I thought this horse had a little bit of a dirtied up trip. Was 3-1 on debut.
They bet him last time in the face of Hot Rod Rumble.
Bullet out of the gate.
I wonder if that fig's a little on the high side. Kazmik was the horse who was second, came back and was a little
He
disappointed when
finished second, right?
the next
yeah,
time.
the Rudy Förster.
I'm going to take Hereby.
Okay.
Can't believe you don't have Christophe in the money.
You're going to get Christophe off the duck?
You pick every Christophe Clement horse, and you didn't pick this horse? This horse was 6-1 against a killer field in his debut and was about 47 wide.
I think it was 43.
But it was somewhere in the high 30s,
low 40s
to mid 40s.
He was
Yeah,
wide. He was wide. I remember that. Race.
Yeah, I think he was running in now the place where we're building the wall. He's like off the track. I got to give this guy a chance against this field. I don't disagree with you. 3, and you have to use the Chad Brown. Horse in the rail if he leaves him in.
Yeah.
It is weird, but the Fed business are turf. But I wonder if Chad, you know.
So was a full Vasily Key, who was all dirt for Linda. Half to Long Haul Bay, who Chad had, who won the Bayshore appropriately. The Bayshore is going to be run tomorrow, so
it all comes together.
It all comes back.
It all
Yeah,
comes together. It's really kind of
like the Celine Dion song, right? All coming back to me now.
Yeah.
That's terrible. I can't believe I just said that on national television.
You saw it. If
Wow.
you taped it. Keep it.
That's in the annals of time.
Yeah, I'm not really familiar with Celine Dion's oeuvre of work, but Anthony clearly is. If you have any questions,
That's so embarrassing.
You know, he's what is it, the Big Ace to Beal
At
on
the Big Ace
Twitter.
to
If you
Beal,
have any
yeah.
Celine Dion questions, he's the guy.
Wow.
You know, I have a friend of mine's wife is a big Celine Dion fan, and I got drunk at a birthday party dinner of mine one night and made fun of her. It was really one of my better moments or worse moments, depending on how you look
Well,
at
if
it.
she needs to Cavell over Celine Dion, she can call me.
Celine Dion's an unbelievably popular.
Phenomenal.
Just because we don't like her doesn't mean
I didn't
she's
say
not
we.
great.
I like
Just
Celine
because
Dion.
I don't like her. I
no
like
problem with
ridiculous
Celine Dion.
music in many cases. So, I am going to bet the 4 here. What else we got? The 1, the 8 and 9 you got in there. Tom Morley's horse has very mediocre pedigree. The Weaver horse is funny, Gulquist. That's the one, right?
Yeah, first foal, Dam was 1 for 7.
It's a very big price. Second generation is turf, is strong for the turf. But you don't really think they bought this one to run the turf. So
Right.
I feel
Paid a lot
like
of
it's
money
kind
for
of
this
a
horse.
negative that they entered this horse in the turf.
Okay.
You know, I just
Fair
feel
enough.
it just doesn't, you know. And George's had a couple runners, right? He had a couple down in Florida. The one ran second in the Hutchison.
The light switch just kind of flipped at the barn, right? The barn was kind of cold everywhere, and then all of a sudden it was just like boom.
Well, live firsters have a way of getting you the winner's circle.
Yep.
I'm going to go with ones with experience. I like the 4, but I agree with you on the 3. I think that horse is dangerous, but I tell you what, this will be the last chance for that horse on the dirt.
Agreed.
If he's not effective today.
Agreed.
And I'm sure they want to run on the turf
Right.
because they entered him that way. Race number 4, well, you and I both scratched out of him She Kisses, who I thought was kind of going to win. And the problem, I think, for both of us a little bit is that the other horses are very flawed. You know, you look at Profusion. The best thing you can say about Profusion is he's off the claim for Jeffrey Englehart. His form, he's probably better than these. He's probably more reliable. We'll take a look at his last race where he ran 3rd. But I don't really like the fact that in this race, Anthony, he dueled with Spectralist, who was a big price, and Spectralist beat him.
Yep.
I don't like that. You know?
Spectatorless was a giant price to
Yeah,
stay
but
in.
you know, it was a
He
12 to
outfinished
1.
him.
Was he-
Well, he's coming back now, right? He's coming back to the 6 furlongs. He has a win going in 3/4. Listen,
He is who he is.
I was hoping I was getting 2 to 1 on him She Kisses today, and I was going to make a sizable wager.
Okay.
So this race was, you know, kind of lost its luster for me, scratching into a horse that, and what, you know, Jeffrey Englehart is having a fantastic run of it, and he's doing really well.
He's
off the
scratching
plate.
into a 6-5 shot.
Was
that you're
scratching
not
into a
bringing-
6 to
that you
5
wanted to
shot.
bet against. That you wanted to bet against.
That I was dying to bet. Right. That I was dying to
That's
bet
the
against.
problem.
Who was just with Rudy and Linda.
Yeah. Yeah, right. It's not like you claimed this horse from a bunch of
You know?
boobs. No, I agree.
But the horse I like for second is True Believe, and he's never won on the dirt.
He was bad last
And
time.
he was
man.
terrible last time. He
was
got
bad.
out. He got out finished
How about
by
Macho Boy?
That's what I mean.
Winning. I'd bet him the time before. I was out when he ran last time, I think.
March 20th was a Sunday. Is that the Sunday you took off?
Must have been. 'Cause
Yeah.
I feel like I watched this race at home.
Yep.
And I remember thinking, oh, good, Macho Boy's going to win. And I
Yeah.
bet him last time.
Yeah, you weren't here.
He's supposed to have beaten Macho Boy.
Yeah.
Macho Boy rated and won.
Rated
and he
and
still
won.
couldn't outfinish him. So I can't take him. And I know that Rachmaninoff is the speed, but he's a little tough to trust. You know, yesterday's track, I would say, was kind of speed. But the results were so logical throughout the day that I don't want to jump. And we did see, you know,
Good day
that
yesterday, by the way.
horse. Oh, thank you. That horse.
Early
made
pick 5 cold, right?
No, I missed the second. I beat it that much in the second race. I
Maybe
was,
bad information, Pete. Pete told me you had the first 5.
no, I didn't have. No, the ex-Chad horse won the second race. Beat me ahead. I needed
Okay.
the 1 horse. No, I was 2 heads away from being 7 for 8. One of them was, I was surprised they didn't take down the horse I like, Big Al's Gal, from second.
I am too.
I mean, I guess they cut him some slack because the wet track would be my only thing.
I missed a rare case where I missed the race. I went back and watched the replay because as soon as I went out, I was on the second floor, and a couple of people were like, "How did the horse come down?" I was like, "I got to go watch the replay." And I watched the replay.
I wasn't
last
involved. I mean, I bet him to win.
either.
I heard a win. I didn't bet any exactas. I just bet a little win.
I watched the replay last night. I was a little surprised he didn't come down too.
Yeah, no, I was thinking when she lost and I saw that and I watched it, I thought, oh, it's a good thing she didn't win. I just got DQ'd. Maybe they just cut him slack because. And Heeman rode the horse well, but maybe
he would have got DQ'd if he won.
No, because because I think the claim was he prevented the 3 from finishing second. The horse he fouled.
Oh, yeah. Oh, that's true.
I don't.
You make a great point.
I don't know. It was a great point. I think you just made a bad point, and I kind of.
That's why it's a great point.
Kind of
I'm trying to cover
paper
myself right
mache'd
now.
over a
I'm
little
covering
bit.
myself
And the
right
other
now.
thing is that Casala is running.
What do you do with this
Didn't
horse?
put the stat up because, well, he can win, Anthony.
I know he can win.
His
but
last
do you
2
really
races
try?
are.
I mean, those
we'll
last
show
2
his race
races.
running second in Saratoga to Lonnie Brigade, and both races in Saratoga would win this race.
Right, but the problem is
race
he
is-
had the voided claim, and then he ran those 2 races at Gulfstream for a guy that wins at Gulfstream Park.
And do you know what his record is at Naira over the last 5 years? 'Cause
I
happen to
imagine
know.
it's going to be not good.
Well, I'll give you a hint. This horse is the one. 1 for 31.
Wow.
Yeah, he's 1 for 31 in New
Wow.
York.
I
And
thought
this
there
is
were
the
a
one.
handful at least, just one.
This is the one when he won the race before this. And he didn't beat a very good field. U.S. Steel.
No, quick return. I know they both came back to win, but those were conditioned
But-
claimers.
I'm not going to be shocked when he wins
No,
this race.
I
But
mean-
but I would never bet him. And I wouldn't bet Profusion either.
This race
You
went
think-
from race went from being the race I was probably going to invest the most money in today.
I have another question.
Sure.
Do you think
No,
he'll be favored over Profusion?
no. Well, he had him. She kisses 2-1.
Yeah, I'm just.
Casalsa 5-2. I mean,
I'm not saying David took a big stand here.
No.
I'm just saying I thought Profusion would be favored.
well, I mean, he's so hard to bet off those 2 races. Oh my God.
None of them are that easy to bet. That's the first 4. The great news for everybody.
You got
us
4
included,
more.
4 more. So stick
amazing.
around. The fun is only half over.
Who you betting on? How about an app created specifically for horse racing? Naira Bets. We specialize in thundering hooves, fist pumping, and boosting your bankroll with robust weekly promotions. And offer betting tips from actual horse racing experts. Bet all day and night, nationwide. Get the action and thrill of horse racing with Naira Bets.
Hey guys and gals, we're back. He is Anthony Stabile. I'm not. In case you haven't figured that out. So we do have a disagreement in this race. I don't think we have a strong disagreement. I mean, I took a shot with the horse, and I totally understand why anybody would think I'm insane to bet this horse, and that's fine.
I thought about taking a shot with this horse.
It's funny, I was talking with David Aragona a little about this race the other day, and he likes Free Enterprise as well. I don't know. I just don't trust him, Anthony.
No, I mean, there's no trust. How could you trust him?
I just don't. His only mile race was the Fred Hooper. It was Gulfstream. This shouldn't be a problem. Let me ask you a question. Don't you want Trevor to go? You like him? Don't you want Trevor to
I mean,
go?
that's
And
the
for the
reason
rail,
I
he
picked, that's
has
the
to
reason I
go,
picked
right?
him. Blinkers, rail, stretching out. I mean, he's just got to go.
Yeah.
And
But what about striking speed? Who's this rider?
I don't know. I do not know.
He's not an apprentice.
No, not an apprentice. But hasn't ridden a horse in.
Everton Hilton?
I would
Hilton?
go with Hilton.
Yeah. But not the hotel.
Not the hotel. Not Paris's long lost
So
brother.
I've never, the fact that I've never heard of it is not a surprise. The fact that you haven't is very surprising. 'Cause you're far more plugged in this stuff.
My assumption would be that he is an exercise rider trying to ride, and he gets on this horse. That is a clear assumption. If anybody knows out there, text me. This is a John Atfield
But Free
a phone a
Enterprise,
friend if there ever was one.
listen, Free Enterprise can absolutely win this race. He's a better horse than
I had a
this
tough
horse
time.
was
Listen,
good,
I had a
but
tough time with this race.
I don't know.
And I did pick him on the premise that he would, from the rail with the blinkers stretching out, go to the
But
lead.
isn't Jose Gomez going with Auburn Hills? And he comes, I mean, the only reason to like Auburn Hills in this race, why I've got him second, is he comes out of the meltdown.
Right.
And
Yeah, I'm actually surprised you didn't pick Auburn Hill.
well,
because
I was
this is your
between the
kind
two of
horse.
them, and I thought that the 6 would be a bigger price. It's
gonna be twice the price. Probably twice the price.
That was why I picked him. It's
Okay.
not. I was going to use both of them. Mulberry's my kind of horse, no question about it. He's had excuses. He's coming out of 2 races where he chased fast paces.
So I probably should have did what you did. I probably should have Crypto Cash 4th in here.
Well,
But I feel like if it could heat up a little bit, he might be
he can win.
in the right kind of spot, you know?
He can win, and I just decided that I wanted to bet against him. We'll take a look at his last race. But to be fair, he's in very good form. But his race against this level 2 back, he was taking advantage of a meltdown. But I will say, this was not an easy 16.
I
Now,
didn't
Chris
like
and
him.
Dave
I didn't like him this.
Chris
I didn't
and
like him
Dave
when he
showed
won
up.
here.
I know.
Yeah.
I know. We discussed it in the show. That's all right. Listen, there are plenty of horses that win.
And he's
out.
coming back quick.
4-pack quick. He's coming back quick. 4-pack quick. That was pretty good. A lot of quicks.
There you go. I didn't even
See, we
I
told you
wasn't
there was
even
going to be a
there.
lot of good stuff coming. You didn't believe us, but
Yeah.
he can win.
You see, part of the reason I did put him second is I feel like people are going to look and say, all right, he was with Linda, he was with Rob Atras, now he's going to Pack Quick. He's a horse that has races that can win the race, and I think he'll get lost in the shuffle. Him and Free Enterprise, when all said and done, should probably be the reverse prices they're going to be on the tote board.
Not sure. I think it matters.
Well, Free Enterprise
I
has,
think
to,
it matters.
has to go to mile. I know
going-
it was the Hooper, but he still has to get.
How many
he's never
horses do
done
you
it.
run to bet that got claimed away from Rob Atras? I don't care
No.
who claimed him.
But that's what I'm trying to say. I agree with you.
But you
he's
don't bet him
also
for a
running
reason.
this horse back. He's also
Oh, he's running
this horse
back
back quickly.
on Rob's training. Okay,
He's running
that's
this
fair.
horse back quickly. So,
That's fair. That's fair.
You know, I think he'll get lost in the shuffle a little bit. That's what ultimately.
Well-
it was a weird race because you're not just handicapping the horses, you're trying to handicap the board a little
That's a good
bit.
point.
and he's going to get lost in the shuffle on the board, and he's running back
Really?
quickly. Yeah. I think he'll be I think.
Well, wait a second. There's a 2-1 scratched. So he's a 5-2 shot now.
I don't think there's any
mean,
chance he's as low as 5-2. None.
Well, I do.
Oh, I'll give you. You want 3 to 1?
No, I don't want to bet on it. You said, Anthony, you said I don't think there's a chance. I think there's a chance he's be 5-2. I'm not saying that I think he'll necessarily be 5-2. I'd be surprised if he's more than 3-1 in here. I don't know. Are you sure that Free Enterprise is going to be 8-5? Because that's around what David has him, 2-1, 8-5.
Right. I think Auburn Hills is going to take a lot of money too,
See, I don't know why.
because they're going to see the meltdown.
No,
They're
they
gonna-
aren't,
yeah,
Anthony.
they're gonna
no,
see
they
a meltdown,
don't.
Anthony. They went 46.
No, the other horse involved in the meltdown paid 7-1 in a 5-horse field of bad horses the other day. They aren't going to see that. People don't see that. That's why it's good to bet
And they're
those
going to
things.
look at his card and they're going to see.
They're going to see
Waxman,
Michelle
Core Conviction,
Giangulio, who's
Miles
1 for
D.
12 off the claim. She's 1 for 12 off the claim. Seafoam is the only horse she won off the claim. No disrespect to Michelle. She's done well with the horse she had. I'm not trying to knock her, but she's not winning off the claim. They're more likely to see that than they are to see, oh, it's a meltdown. People don't see the meltdowns. That's handicapping 404.
I do think Crypto Cash will be a bigger price than he should be. I think he'll be
I guess
higher
it depends if he
than 3 to 1.
wins or not. If he wins,
make a great
whatever
point. Now, that's a
price he
great
is
point.
was too big a price.
Yes.
If he loses, I don't know.
Correct.
As far as 235, I asked David if he was going to pick this horse, Aragona, and he said, I picked him last time. And I said, well, I think there's a real argument he was on a dead rail last time. And I think if you liked him, and he said, well, his form's been terrible. And I said, no, he was atrocious 2-back, but you liked him off a race 2-back. And then if he got caught in a dead rail, that 62 is really closer to a 75 to an 80. So I do want to give him one more chance for Charlie. Give him one more chance because I think he was against the racetrack last time out. And I don't trust Free Enterprise. I don't have a problem with you saying he's a logical horse in here. I don't really want Crypto Catch either in here. And I don't totally trust that Auburn Hills can really run anymore. I mean, he is an ex-Mike Maker, and he's a Maker. They were dropping down.
2 of his last 4
you
are
know.
against the track.
But
he ran well enough a couple of races back that he could be a contender. And he's going to be a good price.
Yeah, I thought it was a little bit of an interesting race, and in a day with these scratches and the track conditions, it's not that interesting. And I mean,
Speaking of scratches,
there were some surprising. I thought that Rob Atras would give Flack another chance. You know, if Flack is a have to.
no.
4 turf winners, including the mighty Voting Control.
Wow.
So this is going to be a big surprise when we go to race 6, guys. Anthony and I both picked the Chad Brown first-time starter. This is a real deviation from course here. We're going with the Hot Barn.
You know, I don't love these 4-year-olds.
Is he in town?
The whole thing.
Maybe
he is.
here in town.
I saw him. I was at Belmont.
You saw him at
I saw him Belmont. I saw him Tuesday morning at Belmont.
Wow.
The morning line,
Wow.
having a little breakfast.
Oh.
Gotta get you out to the barn in the morning.
I was at Belmont the other morning. It was 28 degrees and the wind was blowing.
Yeah, but you went for a purpose. We gotta get you out just to go hang out and
I
pal around
only
a
do
little
things.
bit.
There's people working. I don't. In
Oh,
Saratoga.
you go to the clocker stand, and then we go to have a little
Anthony,
breakfast.
let me tell you something. You know what I know? One place on earth I promise you I'll never be? The Belmont Clocker Stand.
Why? Now you don't know the fun you're missing.
Actually, I do.
You don't.
Race number 6. As far as more ammo, he is a half 2.
I didn't have a half. I just know that the dam ran once on the turf. Was 1-for-1 on the turf.
He's got a 57 buyer, Anthony. The reason that Chad Brown is riding this horse in the dirt, I would assume, is that he is a half to a horse that he had for Karovich named Skill Not Luck, one of my favorite names, who actually ran some good races. More at Parks, but ran some good races, and I'm guessing.
I don't remember that horse.
Skill Not Luck? I like Skill Not Luck, but I think he mostly ran out of town. But you picked him over. I mean, you haven't had a chance to pick your boy in a while. By the way, he's gone radio silent on me, Rob. I haven't heard from Rob in weeks.
Oh, I was with
little
Rob
hurt.
at Acacia's wedding.
Case's wedding was like 3 months ago.
It's 5 weeks ago.
That's like ancient history. Anyhow, we'll look at Empress Theodora.
Haven't had any grappa in a while. Now that you bring it up,
One thing I'll say about Empress Theodora,
she's going to handle a mile.
I think you picked her second this day. I think you kind of liked her this day.
I think I did too.
She didn't run stupidly. She might actually have won. I mean, the truth of it is, right, you know she can handle a distance. You know she can run well fresh. I mean, she's so much the other horse in this race, it's kind of ridiculous, right?
Yeah. Yep.
I mean, I guess, to be fair, Rambique ran well and fast enough in the first 2 races to not be impossible. But the last dirt race was just an atrocity.
Yeah. I mean, if the 7 or 11 don't win this race, I'd be very surprised. Very surprised. That's not.
How
that's
often
not
a
bold
day are you
statement.
very surprised?
My man, I'm not very surprised by anything anymore.
Yeah. Nosferatu just.
Nosferatu just corroborated that.
But you just said you were going to be very surprised by this, so this
This
could
would
be
be
something
very
new.
surprising.
Okay.
If this isn't 7 come 11, I'd be very
I'll
surprised.
tell you something interesting about race number 7 to keep in mind as we take a look at the horse we both picked on top. It was going to be a heavy, heavy favorite, and I'm going to disagree with David. He ain't going to be 8-5.
This one's got to be prohibitive, right?
Well, there are some reasonable horses in here, but these kind of horses for these Chad Brown, they're just going to take a lot of money. We'll take a look at Electability's last race. If he runs a really big race today, that's a big if. You don't know what he's going to do. He may not win. There are some horses in here that have a right to run.
Peter Pan?
No, you're missing. You're thinking way too far ahead.
Okay. Am I really?
What does it do for long term? Who's running in the wood tomorrow? Because I'm going to tell you something. There are more ridiculous horses in the 3-year-old in the Derby preps this weekend than the maiden long term. Because his race against this horse was very good, and it got a very big figure. And any figs you look at, this is a fast race, and it's not like there are, supersonic fast horses based on figs in the wood. We think those horses have upside. They all do. And long term has a chance to break the maiden. But if this horse goes out and runs a big race, doesn't it move long term up a little bit tomorrow?
I would
at least?
imagine. Yeah, I would imagine.
I think that's a
He's got a
reasonable
live
thing.
maiden in 2 of those races. Command Performance. I think he has a
He was
puncher's
awful.
chance. He was awful last time.
I bet a few dollars on him in one of the winter books and the future books, and I'm selling it for $1 if anybody's interested.
I'll take it.
No, you can't have it.
I can't. You just said I'm selling it for
I
$1.
was offering it to the public. Why do you take me seriously? You just do that.
Somebody offer him 2. I'll buy it if you for 3.
You don't know how much I bet. What if I bet only 4?
I'll try. He's got to be 18
Was
to
it
1.
like
whatever
let's
you
make
got
a
on
deal?
him.
You're maybe
Yeah,
squid in that box. Be very
exactly.
careful.
Exactly.
I'm going to tell you something. I think you're making a mistake in this race. Unbridled Bomber.
I didn't know what to do with him.
You should have had him somewhere in there because the reality is that he got buried on a dead rail last time out.
But didn't he take advantage of a meltdown when he won?
He came up a good rail, but his Jerome wasn't that bad. He didn't have the best of trips in there. He didn't run that badly. He was trying to close into a race on a track in a day where it was tough to make up ground.
He was behind the second horse who everybody loved coming out of that race.
I think he's really is the same. I mean, I tease Aragona. Aragona thinks he's better than he is, but I don't. I think that David's on to something with this horse. I think he's okay. And part of it is that David's on a mission to prove that I'm wrong, that November 7th was a gold rail. I think it may be time for him to reevaluate that. that Clement yesterday. And if this horse doesn't run well here, I'm going to really go hard on him. But
Yesterday was a weird day because there were a lot of built-in excuses with the track. I mean, that was a sloppy track, so I think you got
I'm
to
gonna
base
tell
on
you
balls.
something.
You might be right. That Clement horse might not be much.
I'm going to tell you something. It's like, and I know you understand this stuff, but it's a double-edged sword as a trainer getting horses that cost a fortune, like that horse, $1.25 million from a Grade 1 dam, a Tappet.
The whole thing.
Because, yeah, you want to get those horses, but
The
if you
pressure
get
comes with
them,
those
if you get
horses.
them and they're not really very good, it's harder to tell a lot of owners your
Lot of-
$1 million
lot of
horse
explaining
just
to do.
ain't much horse.
Lot of
It's not your
explaining to
fault
do.
as a trainer. Some horses, they're just not that good.
just
I mean,
not that
you
good.
can't, it's
not a science.
But I mean, I know it was a wet track. It was her first start. You don't want to condemn her.
That was bad yesterday.
But
That
she
was bad
didn't
yesterday.
Lift a
She didn't
hoof.
lift a hoof. That was bad yesterday.
Yeah, and I mean.
That was disappointing.
Yeah, no, it was and it was the race got super slow. I mean, the winner got like a 64 buyer. Frankly, I don't think anybody ran particularly well in
Right.
there, even the first two.
Like a survival of it was a survival kind of race. No
Yeah.
question about it.
So I could use him. I think the horse you have second is the sort of big wild card. I'll let you talk about him a little
Yeah, I just
First race was good, Anthony.
first race was really, really good.
Very long term.
And then you'd have to think, and I don't know anything.
It was eased.
Something almost behind the scenes had it. This is like a swallowed tongue, or something had to have happened last time, where because
Comes back on reasonably short
yeah,
rest. He comes
short
back
rest,
in 20
less than
days.
a month, exactly right. Less than
It's
3
not a
weeks.
Rob move.
You know, and this horse was chased on, and then it was apparent very, very early in the game that nothing was happening this day in the private turn.
No,
So-
he was a total.
Yeah, so you'd have to think that's a swallowed tongue or something, a missed tongue, whatever it was.
Here's the problem with these horses, and I didn't use them, but I understand the argument for them, and I'm not, is they end up being one-hit wonders so much more often than not. You know what I
Well,
mean?
he's the kind of.
This horse you watch in a $16,000 claimer in 6 months.
So-
and go, how did this horse win first time?
So you and I both, I mean, we both picked electability. I don't know about you, but again, at 4 to 5, electability is a horse
I'm
that
going to use the 1 and 3. I'm very
That's
comfortable
fine.
with where I am here.
I'd be singling electability. So so betting the race, I have the advantage of being able to see, if 3-2's paying $5 for $1, no. I'm not going to jump in.
No,
But if it's
it's not
paying
gonna be
$10 or
second
$11 for $1, I'm probably going to make a 3-2.
I mean, the second
in
choice
here.
is probably going to be Good Skate.
I would imagine. I would
Who
imagine
was
that's
scratched
accurate.
last week. The weird horse for me in here, and there's other horses to talk about. We have a minute.
Hagler.
Yeah, why is
Yeah.
Rudy entering this horse at a mile?
Yeah. I
Seems
don't know.
moronic. I mean,
I don't
and he's
know.
not
when
a moron.
He was with, when he
so-
was with the track and the Jerome and right. He's getting he's getting Lasix,
I know, and Rudy's horses are running out of their skin.
and the
I
truth,
put him third because he's something weird about him scares
he's
me. That he runs
kinda-
off in the front end.
He kind of has to deal a little bit. I mean, he's faster than
No,
him.
he's faster than these horses.
I know.
I
I know he is.
With the 6, no, he's faster than the 6. He's faster than that horse.
Right. I'm hoping they're both paying like $10 or $11, and I'll make a 3-2 with a save of 3-5, and
Why
I
isn't
hope-
3-1 going to be one of the shorter ones?
I guess, yeah. I mean, this is it's a crazy line behind the favorite. But if you and I are right, and this horse is closer to prohibitive, I wonder where the money
I
the
think
money
that,
goes.
see, the reason I don't like the 7, I put him 4th because I just didn't really like anybody else. I mean,
Me
Rebel
too.
Empire is a wise guy horse, stretching out off the layoff and didn't run that badly as a 2-year-old. But is that I don't really like Good Skate because I feel as though we've seen who Good Skate is in the last 2 races.
Yeah, they got-
and what he is the 2 has the potential to be okay. Something may have gone wrong. I think the 1 has upside in his run races with some trips and has some excuses. Even Hagler, somewhere in there, there's a good horse. I
At
don't
twice
get
the
him in a
price of
mile.
Good Skate, Hagler's more interesting on playing the race.
Yeah, I mean, I don't like Hagler, but I could see a wacky scenario where he just runs off in the front end
Yep.
and wins this race.
Yep.
Because it's just so counterintuitive to me that Rudy would run this horse in a mile, unless he just felt like he couldn't find a spot. But he's not a non-winner as a 1.
No, he ran out of his condition.
All right. You got very lucky in race number 8. It's a very, very good scratch for you with pay grade coming out. It's a very bad scratch for people like me that were going to make money betting against him. It was an awesome
You
scratch.
don't like her.
Well, first of all, it's not very good, but second of all, Christophe has horrendous numbers off layoffs. You know what Christophe
You can turn to
Clement's,
the 8th, guys.
you know what Christophe Clement's numbers are? 4 to 8 month layoffs
don't.
in dirt on the
do
dirt.
not.
2 for 45.
Wow.
1 for 20 in routes.
Wow.
He's equally bad in sprints and routes. It's not that he's bad, it's by design. It's not that he's trying to lose, but Christophe is notably a trainer. His horses need a race off layoffs. And
It's an
he's
old
a
school-
guy
it's an
who
old school-
may be getting in the Hall of Fame this year, and
I hope
so
so.
it's not like his style hasn't worked.
It's an old school move.
By the way, they got the odds up for the Lafayette. What do you think the chances are that Money Supply is a bigger price than Deano Twist? Maybe
Sick as that line.
the dopiest line I've ever
You know,
seen.
and you know, I would guarantee the argument is the
lines.
post. Guarantee you the argument's the post.
But the other horse is in post 480.
Doesn't matter. They're saying that these horses get stuck down.
You know
I
what would
would
be nice?
guarantee it.
If the morning line maker watched races and
I
knew
would
that that
guarantee
horse
it.
likes to run inside of horses.
I would guarantee it.
Anyway,
Well, if we just decided that the morning line odds maker doesn't watch races, the odds that he knows that that horse likes to run inside of horses is
here's
600
we'll show
to 1.
Cali Magic if I had a chance running second, third last time. And by the way,
You're good, a good pick by Wasp. I gotta give it to you.
Anthony, if I had a chance, doesn't dislike a wet track. And whatever other voodoo traders came up with that nonsense. Anyway, that was why you thought she didn't like a wet track. Anyway, I feel as though Cali Magic had her chances to win in these races, and she didn't capitalize. And yeah, I liked Wasp last time, but Wasp is not any kind of killer. And I really do like a bit of Irish Sass in this race. And I know you scratched her for seconds. You're obviously using her as well.
Yes.
Her last race was actually a very good effort. And it's interesting that we show that race with Wasp winning, because Wasp, I think, was coming out of the, was Wasp in this, may have been in that race? Wasp was in one of these races. Might have been coming out of a race that was won by the horse that you liked, Ray Handels, that won the other day. It paid a big price. Rosa Veloce.
Rosa Veloce.
Both of these
right.
horses were coming off layoffs, and if you take a careful look at the race, they actually ran well in the context of the race. A bit of Irish Sass.
She ran really well last time.
She was actually, it's a lot better than her 8th by 9 looks. She was in position, she was wide, she made a run, she wants more distance, she gets it today, and I think she's really supposed to run well today. The problem is, you lost pay grade, it was going to be around 5-2 or 3-1, so I'm losing 1.5 points in odds. No, Irish Sass is going to be around 3-1, 7-2 today, and it makes her less appealing to me, but I do like her chances.
Yeah. I thought it was 3s and 6s. I thought it was a long way back to the rest of them.
Really?
Yeah, Mashny girl off the dressed up.
One
trip
thing
too
I'll
bad.
I know, but one thing I'll say with Ashley Girls, she didn't run that badly last time out, and with a scratch of pay grade, she's going to find herself on the lead again today.
I don't think a bit of Irish Sass will be too far behind her.
I don't care.
Okay.
I think that Mashny Girl is going to get a more favorable trip for her today, and she definitely was dressed up by that race. But I don't think she ran that badly in her return race that I want to completely discount the possibility that she's an improved horse. That's all I'm saying about her.
Okay.
And I think with the scratch of the 5 now, it gets her an opportunity to perhaps control this race. And I don't want to completely dismiss her. Because the other thing is, last time she was a ridiculously low price. Today, she's going to be 5, 6, 7-1, and I think that might not be an unfair price on her.
Fair enough.
Gold Rail or not, two back, she did improve a lot. So even if you want to say she should have run in the 70s, well, I'm not sure that doesn't give her a chance in this race. I've just had enough of Cali Magic. She can win. I probably should have gone 3, 4, 6 anyway. All right, we're done. You're done. You've been done for a while.
I gotta get upstairs.
Oh, you do?
I do.
You want to go? You can just go.
That's okay.
You got 13 minutes. Last time I tried to end early, you said, no, I'm fine. You're very
I
light
know, but-
on your feet.
I am now. Yeah.
You're not on with me early tomorrow, on Sunday.
No.
I thought you were going to be on with me Sunday.
Not only tomorrow either.
That means I'm on with the trainer of a little bit of Irish Sass.
Mr. Schosberg.
Yeah.
That'll be fun.
I have a great time with Rick.
Yeah.
I have-
I'm on with Maggie today and Sunday. I think a little Acacia and a little Greg Wolf tomorrow.
So they picked a Carter to show on today's show today. And it just happens to be a 1997 Carter that was won by Langford. I bet $200 on Stalbert Member, who was 10-1 for Howie Tesher.
Oh, wow.
And he was in front 5 in the mid-stretch.
I remember this.
And he got run down by Langford. And I saw it in the rundown. I texted Evan, our producer, and I
Is that
said,
Herb McCauley? Stalwart member?
I don't know.
I think it was Herbie.
Stalwart Member was in a stake race, New York Bred stake race that winter, and was the complete lone speed, and someone paid $7, pay around $3.20 now. Ormsby was even money with Julie, who had no speed. They were going 6 on
Old
the inner.
Don Newman
And it was a
horse,
gold
right?
rail, and I remember when I won dinner.
Sue Alpers?
I won dinner with Bill Finley. I had to have dinner with Bill. I'm kidding, Bill. But luckily, Sue came, so it was good. No.
Was it Sue Alpert? That was a Sue,
Sue
Alpert, right?
Yeah. Oh, Orsi was a very good horse.
Yeah, he was a good
but
horse.
But so was Stalwart Member.
Yes, he was.
That was, in fact, that winter.
Holly Hughes?
That
I
was
think
by
it
the Holly Hughes.
Yeah.
Yeah, he won by 10. He paid $7.
That was 25 years ago.
I had 17 more hairs on my head.
Now I really want to
head
go.
over to Naira Betts. Head over to Naira Betts.
Now
if
I
you
really
are not
wanna
a
go.
member of Naira Betts. Yeah, 5 in front, mid stretch at
I
10
want
to
to go
1.
home.
I looked at it, I said, oh, thanks, you're showing that race. Yeah. Anyway, use the promo code STAKES200. We'll match for $200 of your initial deposit. Play through Naira Betts. Keep the money in the game. We got the $75 at Oaklawn and Aqueduct. You get a $20 bonus win, lose, draw, or otherwise. We also have, you can just go, Anthony, if you want.
No, I'm okay.
You were, you're going
I
to
have
hear.
a little information about the Hilton guy. The Hilton guy.
Ooh, okay. Woodmore Betting Challenge, $500 buy in. You've got just over 4 hours now. This is a really great contest, naira.com/challenge. We also have Belmont Stakes tickets. Get them while they're hot. And don't get shut out. And last, and maybe least, we got America's Day at the Races. I'm trying to sign up. What's today's date?
Today is the 8th. April 8th, all day. So Joe Migliori, agent for Trevor McCarthy, said that Mr. Hilton rode about 32 furlong races at Portland Meadows in 2016. Now that is, you want to talk about having help
Do you
here
know
on
my
the program?
Portland Meadows story?
No.
I went there in 1990 when my friend Mark Campbell lives out there. I called up for dinner reservations. When we got there were like 3 tables and like some, yeah. Well, you know, if anyone that knows
It's
me,
just like
but
nobody-
anyone
it's
that
just like
actually
nobody on a
knows
Friday
me
night.
personally knows that there's nothing I like better than making reservations. That's one of my favorite things in the world. So even if it didn't matter,
And
anyway.
do I need to know the reservations? No, you'll be fine.
Anyway, that's why I make them, you clown. So have a great day. Johnny I's up next to reprise the scratches and changes.
Hello, racing fans, and once again, welcome to Aqueduct. And it's a delightful day in the weather department, mostly sunny skies, the temperature around 60 degrees. Right now, the main track is good, and it is harrowed. Main track is now good and harrowed. We are off the turf today, no turf racing. In today's first race, an overweight, number 6, Cugene is 1 pound over. In today's second race, which is off the turf and will now be